Alright, so we're going to talk about the Athene versus Twitch Alerts Part 2. Last time we talked about the Athene versus Twitch Alerts drama. In the middle of the shoot, they were pretty much on a Skype call with each other trying to settle things. If you guys don't know much about the Athene versus Twitch Alerts drama, I highly recommend you to watch our Part 1 video, which you can find in the annotation to your top left. And we're pretty much gonna pick up off where we left off. So the call that they had was actually quite long. It was like an hour and a half to 2 hours, and so we're not gonna talk too much about the entire call. If you want to look at the links or anything like that, we'll leave it in the description box below. But I'll just sum it up as quick as I can. But it's pretty long.
Oh my god.
Basically, during the call, there was a lot of back and forth, and not much got resolved. The biggest takeaways were that the cease and desist order that was actually written by the CEO of Vulcan, Ali, and it was not written by an attorney. And Athene has Ali say on the record during the call actually that he wrote the C&D letter out of anger because he wanted it all to stop. He wanted Athene to stop attacking his business, and Athene, on the other hand, argues back that he unlawfully sent him the C&D letter with false allegations to try and bully and censor him with these threats. Many of the accusations in the C&D letter were ultimately false, even though it claimed that they had sufficient proof that that they had evidence of Athene's wrongdoings. And although Ali in the end did admit that he didn't have proof for a lot of those things, a lot of the accusations that he made against Athene, he still strongly implied that he does have a legal case to sue for engaging in making false and slanderous claims against Twitch Alerts. Under an unnamed lawyer, to protect his identity, the unnamed lawyer's review and advice of the C&D letter, Athene pretty much determined that all the things that Twitch Alerts is claiming Athene of making up was actually fact. So therefore, it's not even false or slanderous. It's actually the truth. So yeah, up to this point, like, what are your thoughts on like either side at this moment?
Wait, so Twitch Alert has their own lawyer that goes like, "Oh, dude, everything's true."
No, Ali, he's the CEO of Vulcan,
Yeah.
Ali Moyes. I'm probably just butchering his last name. But he was the one that wrote the C&D letter, and he sent it to Athene.
But the C&D letter is BS because he was just rage.
Yeah, he was just rage doing it. So there's like a lot of grammatic errors. It wasn't in proper format.
That's terrible.
Yeah, it wasn't written by an attorney.
Terrible.
Yeah, for Twitch Alerts, that is definitely not a good thing on their end.
Hell no.
And he ended up admitting it in the call too. So it's like.
Okay, well that's one way you can try to salvage it,
Right.
but then yeah, there's like no grounds. This is like I don't think he has any grounds.
Okay, so well, based on all these like false allegations against Athene, because with the C&D order, he's basically saying like Athene said all this stuff, he's doing all this stuff, blah blah blah, saying that Athene is defamating Twitch Alerts. Or defaming, whatever. With the C&D letter, would you not equally say that Athene has a case to countersue for defamation as well? Because Twitch Alerts is now saying that they're making an attack on his character, saying that he's saying all this bullshit and everything and talking bad about Twitch Alerts, but like he didn't.
I think Athene has a moral high ground now. He should keep it. Like, I think with the BSC and D letter coming out, that is a victory for Athene already. So I think he just take it and run.
Right.
I guess I have the spoiler alert. So what he did next was the right thing to do and the level-headed thing to do.
Yeah.
And which is what the Vulcan guy should have done in the first place, but he didn't. And now he screwed up. Yeah. And now, as if this was not a clown fiesta already, it is one now with a C&D letter.
Well, I definitely agree with you as well too. I don't think Athene needs to countersue or anything like that. I don't think he's the type of person that would go out of his way to like, I guess, damage somebody, right? He's not that type of character from what I know, at least. If Twitch Alerts does go ahead with the lawsuit anyways, that's when I would say you can countersue, right?
Yeah.
And in that case, knowing Athene, he'd be the type of person that if you were to win the case and countersue anyways, he would probably donate that to charity. Probably every single cent of it. So back to the story. He also wanted Athene to know that if he continued to spam his users, that he would take legal action as well as anyone else who spammed his users to promote gaming for good could also be liable based on the fact that by donating, you agree to Twitch Alerts terms and conditions. But this part of it got a little bit tricky in the call because Athene thought for the majority of the call that Ali was actually accusing Athene for all the tweet spams that they had, where nobody knew who was spamming who, and it was saying like, oh, don't use gaming for good, use Twitch Alerts, blah blah blah. It made both parties look bad, right? So Athene thought he was getting accused of doing those spams the entire call. But then when he finally figured it out, Ali was actually trying to say that you cannot encourage other people to donate to the streamers on Twitch Alerts or using Twitch Alerts with an embedded video promoting and encouraging those streamers to switch over to gaming for good. So it's basically using the alert system to advertise his own platform, which I think is pretty smart.
That's smart.
That's pretty freaking smart.
Ridiculous.
And then upon being reviewed, this actually isn't a suable offense as well, because the best Twitch Alerts can do is ban Athene from using the service as spam. Banning Athene from using the service as spam is defined as unwanted soliciting to electronic mailboxes. And Twitch Alerts doesn't send anything to the users' emails when they get the donations or the text-to-speech messages and stuff like that. So in conclusion, like, T doesn't have shit on Athene or gaming for good, and they can still try to sue Athene, but it's pretty unlikely that they would win a case against Athene, like, unless something else comes up that would shock us all. But basically, like, this tactic that Twitch Alerts use with the C&D order, it's a pretty common tactic that big companies use to suppress the lesser people, the people that don't have much of a voice, because they make these cases so long and drawn out, it just drains the hell out of people's money and time, and eventually those people give up, or they're afraid to fight it, or things like that, right? They're not financially able to. So like the average Joe like you and I, we're not gonna be brave enough to fight a case against Twitch Alerts if something like this happens. So we're gonna shut up. They're gonna censor us. But like, when the odds are in your favor, like, I don't know. What do you think about this tactic that like Twitch Alerts was using against Athene?
I think it would be a lot more intimidating if the guy did it right the first time. I mean, if he actually lawyered up and he's like, okay, well, I need to do a C&D letter. And then the lawyer's going to go like, oh, wait, you don't have a case. And then he'll be like, oh, woe is me. And then the whole thing didn't seem like it had much ground anyways, because how do you control a bunch of people that aren't affiliated with both Athene or Twitch Alert doing stupid things? It's their right to do it. It's the first. Do the Americans call First Amendment? Where
something like that.
Something to freedom is free speech.
Freedom.
America, freedom, bald eagles and crap. And now they're just going off and doing whatever. You can't really trace that. So
yeah, you can't blame Athene for the actions of others.
Yeah.
Right. Like, and he technically didn't encourage any. Well, yeah, he kind of did, but I don't think there's anything wrong with it, anyways. Because if you look at it from this way, if you're using the Twitch Alerts platform to play advertisements on somebody's thing, it's a win-win for everybody. Yeah. Because the streamers are still getting money from the donations, and then the people that are actually paying, they're paying to do the advertisements, and then like I don't know if this becomes a bigger thing, bigger companies like soft drinks or soda pops or whatever, they can start doing this as well too. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's a win-win for everybody, and then Twitch Alerts also gets a cut off of it as well too. So, like, I don't see the big deal.
Yeah, I think the only way Twitch Alert would have anything on Athene is if they prove that Athene has manipulated people to kind of spam them, if that is true or not. But the problem is, from a legal standpoint, don't quote me, I'm not a lawyer, but to my understanding, from a legal standpoint, unless there's some binding agreement between Athene, a signed binding agreement between Athene and people spamming them, there's not much recourse, because if it's just there's just nothing, because there's nothing binding Athene to people that are spamming,
right? They're not,
or
like,
vice versa.
They're not like under his leadership or like employment or anything like that.
Exactly.
He's not their parent or guardian, so he's not liable for any of their actions at all.
Yeah.
Whereas Chrono, who did go to Athene's
that
Twitch
guy.
stream. Yeah, that guy. And then the funny thing is that Ali actually did it as well too. Once he went to the Athene stream and was like, "Oh, Viewbot or GG or whatever." I don't know. I don't know. This guy seems like an idiot, to be honest.
Yeah, I think there are once again there are rules within kind of smaller bodies or communities where they could ban you. I think the lawyer letter that Athene had a very good point. They can ban you. Like, you can get banned from Reddit, but you're not going to get sued by Reddit for being racist, or you can't get sued by Twitch or anything affiliated with Twitch for being a jerk.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's just two roided up guys kind of sizing each other up. It's like shoving each other into locker rooms. Like, meet me outside in the parking lot at 4:20, and they go outside and they're like, and then nothing happens.
So after Athene getting the lawyer's advice, do you think this is going to be the end of it, or do you think TA is going to be like, this motherfucker, and they're going to try to stand their ground and try to come back at him again?
They have nothing.
Do you think they're going to try to start shit, or do you think they're just going to sit there quietly and take it? Just bend over.
Twitch Alert, Vulcan needs a PR company. Vulcan needs a PR company, because if they had a PR company, first of all, they wouldn't have the Kronos situation. They wouldn't have the C&D letter. And it's like, from a neutral spectator standpoint, Athene has won morally already, because Athene didn't have a Kronos and Athene didn't have a C&D letter.
Yeah.
And so, like, naturally Athene is the head and like Vulcan is a heel already. So there's like, it's GG. I think Vulcan should just like bite the nail, or like bite the bullet, or whatever that saying is called, and just take it. I mean, boohoo. I mean, it just didn't go your way. So just, you have no grounds. You can try, but you're just wasting money. So what you gonna do? Yeah.
I'm gonna bring it back to Chrono a little bit again, just because I just thought of this.
Is he fired?
He was suspended, I think. And they were like trying to think of different types of disciplines for him, I guess. I don't know. But he uses that name like on his business card, like with Twitch Alerts. It's like Twitch Alerts, his Twitch account is Chrono. So it's actually affiliated, like directly attached to his job. And like, this idiot, like if you go to work somewhere, like say if you work at a bank or anything like that, even if you have Facebook and you say something wrong and slanderous, like, you can get fired for that because you represent your business.
You remember that guy who went to a TFC game?
Yeah.
And then he was like, F her right in the pussy on live TV. The guy got canned right away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like, this idiot here, not only did he go to Athene's thing, but he's also gone to other streamers as well, like Casey Tron.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
Most of you guys know Casey Tron. She's like,
I just assume she has big boobs, and she's probably
exactly.
Asian.
She looks white.
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But she has big boobs. She's a streamer. That's basically it. Like, some of the things she says is ridiculous and everything as well too. But he goes onto your stream, and you can find the chat logs in this as well too, and it says something along the like this whore or whatever, this stupid whore, this dumbass whore, I don't know, something like that. But it had a whore in it for sure. And calling her dumb. But basically, yeah, he's using his frigging work handle to do these kind of stuff. Like, make a private account if you're gonna be such an idiot or something.
Make
like
a Smurf.
Yeah, make a Smurf Twitch account.
Yeah, no, PR is a very, very, very intricate thing. And there's a lot of things you do that you don't realize infringes on PR. Sometimes it's bad, sometimes it's not bad. One time I was at a previous company I was working at. We were at Vegas for like Consumer Electronics Show. It was great. So we were there. We had all these business cards, and we had like business cards left over. So I have a picture of me and like my coworkers playing poker, and we use our CEO's business cards as chips. And I got so much repercussion for that when like they found it on Facebook, because they're like, Max, you can't do that, even though it's not like clear.
Right.
You can't do that. You can't. Yeah, it's like you really have to. PRs are such an intricate thing. You have to be really clear, or you really have to have someone to punch you into shape, especially in the age of internet where anything you do is going to be out there. And I just want to add another point is we're currently in a Wild West age of the internet where there's currently no regulations. And so everything goes.
It should stay.
And so just because everything goes doesn't mean that you should let anything go.
Right,
everything goes.
So, you still have to know that there's consequences in real life.
Yeah, this is what being an adult is like. You can't just be a jerk and be a kid.
Like, obviously, if you're doing stuff on Facebook and everything, that stuff's going to be attached to your name directly.
Yes.
If you're going to go on Reddit and you have a handle and everything like that, then that's different. Nobody's going to know who you are. You're hiding behind a name, right? But be smarter on things like Facebook and LinkedIn and stuff like that. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah, that's why I don't share our videos, because I swear a lot in these videos I don't want my potential employers to find out.
Oh my god. Okay, so don't try not to be PC here.
Okay.
But how do you feel about how TA has handled the situation? And does this seem like a company that you would want to support if you were a streamer? Would you try to use this?
They should use the money they thought they were going to use to sue Athene to hire a PR firm. Where are they based?
In California.
In California? There's so many good PR firms. California and San Fran is like the biggest PR place. There's like, I don't know, like go to Spark PR. There we go.
Instead, what he did was he donated to Gamer for Good.
The guy from TA?
Yeah, he donated, I think, 10K or something. I don't know. I'm making up numbers here, but I know he donated to Gamer for Good just as a good gesture.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got to calm your pants down. You can show some nice boxers.
Right. On the other hand, how does this make you feel about Athene and Gaming for Good?
Indifferent.
Indifferent? Still the same?
Indifferent.
If you were a streamer, would you be more inclined to use the Gaming for Good platform?
No, I use TwitchAlert because it's more popular.
TwitchAlert still?
Well, at the end of the day, for myself, assume like I have no affiliations with Athene. Like I know of him.
Yeah.
I don't know much about Gaming for Good. If I was a successful streamer and I had to figure out which donation software or whatever I should be using, I'm gonna Google it.
Right.
Google it now. Tell me which one pops up higher. Is it Gaming for Good or is it TwitchAlert?
It's definitely TwitchAlerts because it's been around longer.
Yeah. So like according to the search engine optimization, TwitchAlerts. I'll probably go with TwitchAlert because it's higher on. It's higher on the list, and it says Twitch, so there's that. From a marketing standpoint, there is that feel and vibe of legitimacy.
Right. Hey guys, thanks for watching the 9-Man Report. If you guys want to hear us talk about something specific, leave it in the comments below. Click the like button and share this with your friends. Subscribe and click to the top left over here and watch some of our previous videos. Thanks for the carry.